sing a happy song together, and we'll all be a happy family.
Oh, hi and welcome back. Oh, this thing's going to be a saga, isn't it? Now, I've just started the simple process of cleaning off with IPA all the nasty grease and stuff before I re-lubricate things, and got all the pieces moving around quite freely now. Motor spins nicely. I haven't actually lubricated anything, I just cleaned them off. And this switch here, gave that a bit of a spraying and working backwards and forwards a few times. So that should be okay. So then I went on to these. I've got a switch here, just an on-off switch. There's nothing else there to it, and it works. Well, let's just get it around here so you can see. It just works off of this, off of these wheels. So this is the actual on-off switch, and I've given that a good squirt. Now this one, let's look back at the panel. The middle one's tone and the end one's volume. So this is the tone one. Now I couldn't see any way of easily taking it apart without breaking it. There's one of those sort of clip things there holding that on. And it would have to be unsoldered. This piece would have to be unsoldered from the chassis to take the whole thing out complete, and then it will probably break, and we'll find out why in a minute. But what I did do is turn it as far in as it would go, made a small hole through this cover, just hoping it hasn't damaged anything underneath, so that I could squirt some cleaner in there and work it backwards and forwards a few times, and that was fine. So I thought I'd go on to do this one, and anyhow I started to look at it and turn it round to try and make a hole in it, and it fell in half completely. So yes, of course I was then able to squirt some cleaner in, but also I could see that the piece has been soldered on here at some time to make a little spring to hold that in place, because this is obviously broken from the central shaft. Now at the moment it does seem to slide round even though it's broken, and when I look at it closely I can see that it must have broken before, because there's traces of glue on there where it's been stuck before at this end. So I think it cracked through this half, probably started to go that side, and as soon as I touched it, it just fell in half. So the best thing I can think of doing, what I'll do is I'll get some super glue and stick it together, and probably put some pieces on this face as well, so stick them on to hold it together, and then just test it with a meter or whatever. If it doesn't work, unfortunately I'll probably have to modify the panel and that to take standard potentiometer in there instead, and it won't have the roll type. I will just have to with this panel here, I think I would have to put a panel behind it, then make some holes through there and just put ordinary potentiometers in there, so it won't be original. I mean, it will work, but yeah, that's a nasty one. So we've had a few nasties along the way already. Haven't even started the recapping and that side of it yet. As I say, the amplifier was still working anyway, albeit now we know why these were so terribly noisy. That explains it. So I've got this little switch here. I'm sure that won't give us much problem. That is riveted in again. a lot of it is riveted together. I mean, it stood the test of time considering how old it is, but mechanical side of it, this is all really nice, really solid, and it's lasted years, and it's I think it's BSR, something like that, BSR or Garrod made it, and it's very much like the turntables. It's very solid. I don't know if I can find any maker's name on it. And again, I'm not filming with a tripod. I know some of you like me to film with a tripod and keep a still picture, but you can't get in closely very easily with that, not doing things the way I am. But yeah, I think it was BSR or Garrod that made this deck, and it's really quite nice, but things like this are a bit horrible, to be honest. But there we are, I thought I'd share that. That's how things are going at the moment, so I'll try and get that stuck together somehow and test it, and if it won't work, I've got plenty of ordinary potentiometers that I could put in there. I've probably even got a logarithmic one for this one here, which is the volume one. Any suggestions, any ideas would be greatly welcome, but I honestly think there isn't space to put a potentiometer in sideways, not easily, so I think that would be a modification. It probably will have to be. Well, this, by the way, is where the recording level tube goes, and I've got to put something to replace the tape that just fell off it. They should have red tape in the middle of it. I was thinking maybe a red cable tie. I don't think it would get hot enough to melt a cable tie. I hope not. Would actually go round the tube, but then would I be able to fit it back in here? So that's another thing to think about, a minor one. Okay, well, hope for that's of interest, and like I say, this is going to come in episodes, strips and drabs, as I do one bit after another, and I'll catch you in the next one, and I'll say bye for now.
Sing the happy song together, fill the air with harmony. Sing the happy song together, that's the song to choose. For pushing away the blues, keep the heartstrings throbbing, there's a good time coming, if we keep on